Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss all the type C questions of the chapter Dictionaries. This is from class 11. Write a program to enter names of employees and their salaries as input and store them in a dictionary. So here we will have to create a dictionary where the names of the employees will be the keys and their salaries will be the values. So first of all, we will create a dictionary employee which is initialized with like empty dictionary, this one. Now we'll take a while loop so that the user can enter as many items he wants in the dictionary. So first of all, we'll accept name and salary from the user, where name is the key and salary is the value. So within square bracket, you have to specify employee name is equal to salary. That means name is the key, salary is the value. Now we will ask the user whether he wants to continue or to quit. And for that, the user has to type a character, either C or Q, that has to be stored in a variable ANS. Now, if answer equal to C, that means the loop will continue. That means it will again ask for the name and salary. Otherwise, if the user enters Q, then the loop will break over there. That means loop will exit. Now, after the loop, it has to print the dictionary is like this, employee. Now, let's run this program and see the output. So here you can see once you run the program, it will ask the user to enter the name. Suppose the name, whatever name the user will enter, that will become the key of the dictionary and the corresponding salary will be its value. So like this, let's say user has entered 3 values, then you can see the dictionary is like this. The employee dictionary is having this many values. The keys are the names and the salaries are the values of this dictionary. Now write a program to count the number of times a character appears in a given string, and we will store it in a dictionary form. That means the user has to enter a string. Then there is a dictionary variable dict, let's say. Now each character will be checked in the string. Then how many number of times that character is present in the string, that will be the value of this dictionary. And the key is the character in the string. So you can see dict within square bracket, you have passed the character as ch, that is equal to s dot count of ch. So whatever is the count of that character, that will be assigned as the value to this key. Now we'll print the dictionary, then you can see the output is like this. Let's say the string entered is this level serval. So in this case, the dictionary is formed like this. First of all the characters are the keys like L, O, V, E, then a space is there, then A, S, R. All these are the keys, and the number of times they are present in this string are the values for this corresponding characters. Now write a program to convert a number entered by the user into its corresponding number in words. So you can see this is a very simple program. First of all, you have to create a dictionary where you have to specify all the numbers are the keys and the corresponding words are their values. So 0:0 in words like this, 1:1 like this are taken the values from 0 to 9. Now the user has to enter a number which will be stored in a variable n. Now it will print the number in words is within the dictionary variable you have to pass n within square bracket. So it will access the value which is present at that particular key. So once you run the program, let's say the number entered by the user is 5, then it will print the number in words is 5. Now next question is repeatedly ask the user to enter a team name and how many games the team has won and how many they lost. Store this information in a dictionary where the keys are the team names and the values are a list of the form wins, losses. That will be in a list. Now using the dictionary created above, allow the user to enter a team name and print out the team's winning percentage. Then using the dictionary create a list whose entries are the number of wins for each item, for each team. Now using the dictionary create a list of all those teams that have winning records. Okay, now let's do this program. First of all, we will take a dictionary variable, let's say dict. Now we'll put values in this variable by using a while loop. So while true, The user has to pass the values like this. First of all, the team name, which will be stored in a variable T underscore name. Then own will store the number of matches own, and lost will be the number of matches lost. Now we will fill the values in this dictionary. So dict within square bracket T underscore name. T underscore name, that's the team name, is the key of this dictionary. That is equal to own comma lost within square brackets. That means it is in a form of a list. The number of matches owned and the number of matches lost by that particular team. So this is the entry for a single team. Like this, if you want to continue, then the user has to press C or Q. C to continue, Q to quit. If the user enters C, then the loop will continue. Else the user enters Q, then the loop will break over there. So like this, as many entries the user wants can put. So that many number of entries will be there in the dictionary. That many number of teams along with their number of matches won and lost will be stored in this dictionary. Now you can just, if you want to check, then you can just give a print statement. The dictionary is ticked. After that, it will show the dictionary. Now we'll do the next part of the program. That means allow the user to enter a team name and print team's win percentage. Okay, for that, the user has to enter a team name, and that will be stored in a variable, let's say team. Okay, now W and L are two variables to store the number of matches won by that particular team and the number of matches lost by that particular team. That is nothing but the values of this particular key, which is passed as team. Okay, so dict within square bracket team and within square bracket 0, that indicates the value that is stored for the number of matches won. Okay, now L is equal to dict within square bracket team within square bracket 1. Here team is the key and 1 is the one index number of the value part. That means in the list, the matches lost is present at index number 1. Okay, so you'll get the values W and L. Now win percentage will be W divided by W plus L whole into 100. That means matches won divided by total number of matches into 100. So the team's win percentages, that means you can just write it in a within round function so that you can avoid the extra decimal values. Okay, so this is the first part of the program. Now let's proceed. Now using the dictionary, create a list of number of wins for each team. Okay, that means we have to extract the first value part. Actually, the value is in a form of a list. Having two values in the list, the first value indicates the number of matches won, the second value indicates the number of matches lost. So we want that value that is present at index number 0. Okay, so we will store it another variable, let's say win underscore LST. This is a list type of variable. Now for key in dict, win lst.append dict of key of 0. That means the value which is present at 0 index number of the value of this dictionary, where key is the key value. That means key is a variable which indicates the keys of the dictionary. So it will iterate through all the keys of the dictionary. And that value which is present at index number 0 of the list, that means actually the number of matches won, that will be appended with the list win underscore LST. So like this, at the end of the loop, you will get a list of number of wins for each team. Okay. Now the next part of the program is using the dictionary, create a list of teams having winning records. So here we'll consider the teams which are having winning records. That means the team which have more number of matches won than the number of matches lost. Let's consider that one. That means we have to check in which particular item of this dictionary the value which is present at index number 0 is more than the value which is present at index number 1. That means more number of matches won than the number of matches lost. Okay, so we'll store it in a list type of variable. Let's say win underscore REC. This is a list type of variable. Now for key in dict, that means we'll check all the keys in the dictionary. If dict of key of 0 is greater than dict of key of 1, that means the number of matches won is more than the number of matches lost. Okay, key of 0 means that means the value part which is present at index number 0. and 1 means the value which is present at index number 1, that is the match is lost. Then you have to append that particular key. Okay, now after that, at the end of this loop, we can just display the list of teams having winning records is like this. Now let's run this program. Now once you run the program, it will ask the user to enter the team name. Let's say the team name entered is CSK. Number of matches won is, let's say, 92 entered by the user. Number of matches lost is 43. And again, it will ask whether to continue or quit. Let's say the user wants to continue. Then he will put some other team name and the number of matches won and lost. Like this, some entries have been made to the dictionary. And finally, you can see in the right hand side, the dictionary is like this. You can see the dictionary is looking like this. The team names are the keys and the number of matches won and lost are the values in a form of a list. Okay, you can see in this list the values which are present at index number 0 indicates the number of matches won, and the values present at index number 1 represents the number of matches lost. Okay. Now it will ask the user to enter a team name. Let's say the user has entered the team name as KKR. Then it has calculated the team's win percentages like this, 74.17. So what it did actually for KKR, you can see the number of matches won is 89 and lost is 31. So 89 divided by 89 plus 31 into 100. And it is calculated as like this, 74.17. Now list of number of wins for each team. You can see each team how many matches they own. Those are stored in this list. You can see 92, 89, 91 like this you can see. And again the list of teams having winning records. You can see these are the teams which are having winning records. That means for these teams the number of matches won is more than the number of matches lost. The other teams which are not there in this list, those are not in the winning record list because for them the number of matches lost is more than the number of matches won. Okay, so this is how you can do this program. Now write a program that repeatedly asks the user to enter product names and prices. Store all of these in a dictionary whose keys are the product names and whose values are the price. When the user is done entering products and price, allow them to repeatedly enter a product name and print the corresponding price or a message if the product is not in a dictionary. Okay. Now let us create a dictionary with name product, and we will just put the values in this dictionary. The keys and values should be accepted by the user as long as the user wants. So we will keep it in a loop. So while true, it will ask the user to enter the name and a price. Okay, then you can assign this product within square bracket name is equal to price. That means names are the keys and the prices are the values for this dictionary. Now you will just ask the user whether he wants to continue or quit. If the user presses C, then the loop has to continue, or else if the user presses Q, then the loop will break. Now after the end of this loop, you can just print the product dictionary is product to see how your dictionary is looking like. What are the products are there in this dictionary? Now again, the user has to enter a product name and the price of that product will be displayed. But that will be done as long as the user wants. So that has to be also kept within a loop. So while true, it will ask the user to enter the product name, which will be stored in a variable p underscore name. When it has to print the price of the product is product, within that you can pass p underscore name. That is the product name, which is the key. So product within square bracket the key, that will give you the value which is present at that particular key. Now again it will ask the user whether he wants to continue or not. If you press a C, then the loop will continue. That means it will again ask the user to enter another product name. Otherwise, if the user presses Q, then the loop will stop execution over there. Okay, again, also you can just put a if statement over here that I have not given over here. That means if the product is not found, that means if p underscore name is not in the dictionary. That means if p underscore name not in dict, then you can just give a message like that the product is not found in this dictionary, that you can add in this program. Now you can see once you run the program, it will ask the user to enter the product name. Let's say the product name is monitor, then it will ask for the price. You have to enter the price. Then it will ask the user to enter C or Q. If the user presses C, then it will again ask for to enter the product name and price. Like this, you can continue, and you can put some of the product name along with their prices. And once you press Q, then it will quit over there. Then it will show you the dictionary is looking like this, having these products like monitor, keyboard, speaker, whatever you have put, those will be displayed. Now again, it will ask the user to enter a product name. Let's say the user has entered the product name, whatever name the user will enter. It will display the price of that particular product. Then again, it will ask the user to enter C or Q. If the user presses C, then it will again ask the user to enter another product name. So if the user enters on the product as speaker, then it will print the price of that particular product. Like this, it will continue until the user presses Q. Now create a dictionary whose keys are month name and whose values are the number of days in the corresponding month. Now ask the user to enter the month name and use the dictionary to tell how many days are in month. Now next part is print out all of the keys in alphabetical order. Next, print out all of the month with 31 days. Now print out the key value pair sorted by the number of days in each month. Now let's do this program. First of all, create a dictionary to store the month name and the corresponding days. Okay. So here, let's say the dictionary name is month, and here I have stored the keys as the month names like January, February. These are the keys, and the corresponding number of days are the values for these keys. Now it will ask the user to enter a month name. Okay, and that is stored in a variable, let's say name. Then it will print the corresponding number of days for this month are month within square bracket. You have to pass that name, which is the key. So it will give you the value which is present at that particular key from this dictionary. Now to print the keys in alphabetic order, you can use something called sorted function. If you just write sorted, within that you can pass the dictionary variable, then it will display all the keys in alphabetic order. You can just simply print the keys in alphabetic order, comma, within within sorted function, you can just pass the dictionary name as month. Okay. Now, next you have to print all the months with 31 days. Okay. So you can just take a for loop for key in month. If month within square bracket, can just pass the key equal to 31. That means for those particular keys whose value is 31, it has to print those keys. That means the month names. Okay, and if you want the month names to be printed in the same line, then you can use the end statement over there. Okay, then at the end of the loop, you can just print the next line so that the further codes will appear in the next line of. Now, you can just proceed to the next part of this program. Now print key value pair sorted by number of days in each month. That means here actually we want to sort the dictionary according to the values. Okay, so that can be done either by using sorted function. Within that you can use a lambda function. So this is the easy most way to do this, or else if you are not very much familiar with this lambda function, then you can use another approach. We have done it in both the ways. Okay, so first of all, we will use the sorted function to sort the dictionary according to the values, not according to the keys. Okay, you can see sorted function is like this. Sorted, within that you have to just pass month dot items. Month is the dictionary name dot items. Items function will give you each key value pair, okay, present in this dictionary, and it will be sorted according to, here key is equal to lambda x, such that x within square bracket 1. That means we will sort according to the value which is present, that means according to the value, that means it is present at index number 1. The keys are present at index number 0 and the values are present in index number 1. So we want to sort it according to the values, not according to the keys. So that you have to specify in this lambda function. So whatever is the output of this function, that you can store it in a variable, let's say sort underscore days. So this will give you the dictionary sorted as per the values, that means the number of days that you can print. Okay, this is one way, and another way is I have just used a nested list. Okay, so here I have created a list, let's say month underscore lst. Now for key in month, month underscore lst dot append. Here you can see within square bracket, the first value is month within that key. That means actually the value which is present at the key position of the month of the dictionary month. And the next part is the key. So two things will be stored in a list. First is the number of days. Next is the month name. Okay. Like this for all the months present in the dictionary month. That will be appended with this list month underscore lst. So at the end of this loop, you will get a list, you will get a nested list actually of where each nested list storing the number of days, then the month name. That means the first value is 31, then comma January. That is the first list item. The second list is 28, comma February. Like this, you'll get for all these months. Okay, so it is a list of lists. Now you can just use a sort function with this list so that this list will be sorted according to number of days. Okay. So if there is a nested list, you are sorting the list, then the list is sorted according to the first values of each nested list. That means the first element of each nested list. Here the first element of each nested list is the number of days of each month. So the list will be sorted according to the number of days. That means after this function, after calling the sort function, your list will be containing what? First it will store 28, comma February. That is the minimum, like the month having minimum number of days. The next one is 30, then whatever month name comes like this. Okay, now we have to print the key value pair actually. That means we have to first print the month name, then the number of days in ascending order. So you can just write this for loop for item in month underscore lst, print item of 1, then hyphen item of 0. Item at index number 1 means the month name, and item present at index number 0 is the number of days actually. So it will print month name hyphen number of days like this for all the months. So this is another way how you can display the dictionary sorted according to the values. Okay. Now let's run this. Now it will first part of the program is that it will ask the user to enter a month name. Let's say the user has entered the month name as May. Then it is displaying the number of days at 31. Now the next part, it will display the keys in alphabetic order. Here we have already called the sorted function, sort function to sort the keys for dictionary. So you can see the keys are appearing, the month names are appearing in alphabetic order, April, August, December, like this. Then the next part of this program is the month names which are having 31 days are January, March, May, July, August, October, December. Okay. Now we have to sort the dictionary according to the number of days. Okay. So these are the two outputs. First of all, first output is that we have used the sorted function with lambda function with it. So that is showing this the months sorted as per number of days are like this, February 28, April 30, like this. In the next part, we have used a nested list to display the key value pair. So it is showing like this, February hyphen 28, April hyphen 30, June hyphen 30, like this. Okay, can you store the detail of 10 students in a dictionary at the same time? The details should include roll number, name, marks, and grade, etc. Now, yes, of course, it can be done. That means you can at a time store 10 students' details in a dictionary. You can do it in many ways, but you can easily use a loop to populate a dictionary. So, first of all, let's create a dictionary student. Now, we have to just enter the values in this dictionary. So for I in range 5, I have taken here 5, you can take 10 actually. As per the question, 10 students detail you have to put. Now here I have taken one more variable s underscore id, which is actually student id that will act as a key, and the details will be the values. The details will be the roll number, name, mark, and grade. Okay, so student id is the key and details will be the value. So sid has to be entered by the user. Now details you can enter like roll number, name, mark, and grade. Here I have used a eval function. So either you can enter it in a list or in a tuple. Okay, so that will be assigned to this students within square bracket SID. SID is the key and the value is the details. Okay, now you can print the dictionary. Now let's run this program. Now once you run the program, it will ask to enter the student ID. Let's say it is first ID is S015. Then it will ask to enter the roll number, name, mark and grade. And here I have used a tuple. Here eval function is used. So you have to specify within square bracket or parenthesis. Accordingly, it will be considered as a list or a tuple. So here I have taken the form of a tuple. So within that you have passed the roll number, let's say 15, then name, then mark and grade. Okay, now again another student ID, let's say S011, and the roll number, name, mark and grade is accordingly given in the form of a tuple. Like this, it will go on asking for 5 students because our loop is iterating 5 times. We can give 10 student details over there. Now after that, you can just see the student dictionary is like this. You can see S015, that is the key of this dictionary, colon, that the details of the student is given as the value in a form of a tuple. Like this, the dictionary is populated with 5 student details. You can just populate it with 10 student details or as many you want. Now given the dictionary X is equal to K1, V1, K2, V2 like this, create a dictionary with opposite mapping. That means in the new dictionary, the value will become the key and the key will become the value. So you can see here, first of all, X is equal to like this as per the question, K1 colon V1 like this. Now you have to just print the dictionaries like this. Now we have to create another dictionary, let's say Y. Now for key in X, Y within square bracket, X of key. You can see X of key will actually give you the value. So that will act as a key for this dictionary Y. And the actual key will be assigned as the value for this dictionary. Okay, so at the end of this loop you will get the inverted dictionary. So once you run it, you can get the output is like this. The original dictionary is like this, K1 V1 K2 V2, and the inverted dictionary is like this, V1 colon Q1 V2 colon K2 like this. Now given two dictionaries D1 and D2, write a program that lists the overlapping keys of the two dictionaries. That means if a key of D1 is also a key of D2, then list it. Now we have to create two dictionaries D1 and D2. Let's say here the first dictionary D1 is storing some student names and their subjects as the values. Names are the key and the subjects are the values. And second dictionary is storing some student name and their marks. Names are the keys and the marks are the values. Okay. Now we will just see the overlapping keys. That means if there is any common key between these two dictionaries, that will be stored in a list, let's say LST. So we'll take a for loop for key in D1. If key in D2, then append that key with the list. Okay, so it will check first key which is present in D1 and it will search for that particular key whether that is in dictionary D2 or not. If it is present, then that has to be appended with the list LST. Then at the end of this loop, we can get overlapping keys are LST. Now, once you run it, then you'll get the output is like this. The overlapping keys are this. These are the keys which are present in both the dictionaries. Now write a program that checks if two same values in a dictionary have different keys. Okay, so we will create a dictionary. Let's say dict. Here you can see the dictionary is like this. There are some student names are the keys and the subjects are the values. Let's say Sankar is having subject math, Rohit is computer, and Sivani is also computer, Ajit is also math, and Arvind is subject chemistry. Okay, so here you can see there are like some values are there which are same, but the keys are different. So we have to find out those. So we will just collect the values from this dictionary by using values function and we will store it in a list type of variable, let's say LST. Okay. Now we have to just collect. Now your LST will store values like math, computer, math and chemistry. Okay. Now we have to find out which values which are having count more than 1. Okay, so for I in LST, if LST.count of I is more than 1, that means any item which is present in list, those are having count more than 1, that means that is present more than one number of times, and that is not in V, then append it with the list V. That means we also want unique elements in the list V. So the second condition is I not in V. That should not be present in the list V. Then append it with the list V. Okay, so at the end of this loop, your list V will contain those values which are having count 1, more than 1 in the dictionary. Okay, now we have to find out the corresponding, how many such values are there in this dictionary. Okay, so you just have to write the number of items with same values and having different keys are length of V. Whatever is the length of the list V, that many number of such values are there. So once you run the program, you'll get the number of items with same values and having different keys are 2. Okay, one is math, another one is computer in this case. Now write a program to check if a dictionary is contained in another dictionary or not. So here you can see dict1 is having some key value pairs and dict2 is also having some key value pairs. So we have to search, like that means if dict1 is having k3 value v3, then that key value pair must be present in this dict2. That means all the key value pairs, those are there in dict1. If those are there in dict2, then you can see that we can say that dict1 is contained in the dictionary dict2. Okay, so we'll just search for all the keys for key in dict1. If key in dict2, if the same key is present in dict2 and the values are also same, that means dict1 of key equal to dict2 of key. The same values are there for these two keys. That means the key value pair are same. Then continue. Otherwise, break. Before breaking, just have to print no dict1 is not contained in dict2. Okay, that means if you find any such key in dictionary 1, if that is not present in dictionary 2, then your loop will break over there. If it is present, then you will check, and if the values are also same, then it will continue. Then at the end of this for loop, you can give a else part. You can just write print, yes, the dict1 is contained in dictionary dict2. Okay. So in this case, you can see yes, dict1 is contained in dictionary dict2. If it is not contained, that means any key value pair which is present in dict1, if that will not be present in dict2, then your loop will not continue. It will break over there and will print no dict1 is not contained in dict2. A dictionary D1 has values in the form of lists of numbers. Now write a program to create a new dictionary D2 having same keys as D1 but values as the sum of the list elements. So here you can see that dictionary D1 is like this. Key is K1 and its value is in a form of list 3, 1, 5. You can just keep any number of numbers. Then key K2 is the key and it is having a list of numbers as value like this. And we have to create another dictionary D2 where the keys will be same as D1 and the values will be the sum of the numbers present in the list. Okay. So you can take a for loop for key in D1. LST is equal to D1 of key. Okay, so we will just D1 of key means the value part of this key that will be stored in a variable LST. Okay, that is actually a list. So that is stored in this LST. Now D2 of key is equal to sum LST. So the values which are present in LST that has to be added and this with the help of sum function, and that will be assigned to the key part of this dictionary 2. Okay, D2 of same key will be assigned and the values will be the sum of the values present in the list. Then you can print the new dictionary is D2. So once you run the program, you'll get the new dictionary is like this. K1 colon 9, the sum of the values present in the list, and K2 is 12, K3 is 11, like this. Now here ends the solutions of chapter 9, that is dictionaries. We have discussed all the TypeC questions over here. And if there is any doubt, you can put it in comment section. And stay tuned for more solutions and do subscribe. Thank you.